entrances. I like that. Boy, you're not gonna like this piece. One of my favorite pieces to play, but I would probably imagine one of the most difficult pieces to get. Sounds very easy, but it's just really a lot of details to this piece. And if you know anything about Anna Magdalena's Notebook, well, you know this guy named Bach that was perhaps one of the greatest musical geniuses of all time. He put together these pieces for his piano student, Anna Magdalena. Sounds like a good thing to learn, doesn't it? If he was the best, one of the most forward-thinking musical geniuses of all time, and he used this stuff to make his students better, I can argue with that. So, there's a lot of details to this music, and I think about music as being notes on a page, and then making music is finding the things in between that. So, be really careful to notice things that aren't written down. Okay? First off, there's a lot of those wrist breaks, wrist breaths, I call them a lot. So any notes not connected together, make sure you don't connect them together. Don't put words in Pezzol's mouth. So make sure that if he doesn't connect that first note to that second note, you better not either, because I'll be watching for that. And then the left hand, even though there's no articulation for the left hand, usually when there's no articulation, I just say slur it. Okay? So a staccato means play staccato, and a slurred group of notes means slur those group of notes, and maybe not the next. But if it's not slurred or anything, I play them all slurred. For now, that may not be exactly what you do in Baroque music all the time, but we'll get to that. It's only book 2. There's more stuff to come. Let me take you through some of the hard parts to the piece. So first of all, just keep your mind open when you're practicing this to really think about what you're doing, because there's details galore in this. That's why I say it's really hard. When you play this song for somebody, it's not like you're going to be like, wow, that's the craziest piece I've ever seen. It actually sounds really easy, but to get it right, there's a lot of details to it. So I would say that second line has a few. That second line we have tenutos. I don't know if you know what tenutos are, but you're about to. Tenuto is that little line above the notes. Okay? So watch those and you play a little bit louder. We have that jump in there at the last measure. Make sure you don't slow that D to that D on the measure 8. And then you have some tricky fingering on measure 4 and the same measure 13 in the same tenutos. Okay. But mainly, I just told you the rules that I'm looking for. If it's not slurred, slur it. But if it is slurred or staccatoed, make sure you do those separately. Okay. A lot of little things. We'll talk about it a lot during the lesson too. And the B section is a little crazier. We have the part that usually nobody hears, but the hard part about that is the right hand is long a lot, and sometimes you have some detached left hands. Some weird fingering at the end of that first line. Practice that a bunch. And the second line isn't too bad. The second line of the B section. Just listen for that really long slur. I accent that a little bit. The third line is really tricky because we have whole notes, half notes on top of half notes. So that means you're going to play that B for 2 counts and that D for 2 counts. So you're kind of holding them on top of each other. So I'll play the left hand. And then it goes to C. Really hard to get. And then the right hand is some crossovers. Tenutos. Okay, and the measure 29 is really similar to measure 21, or line 21 and line 29. We have that long slur. I put a little accent on that. And then the last part is short, short, long. Okay? Those are some of the details. All the other details are written in, and all the other details follow those rules I just told you. So make sure you look for non-slurred notes, and plan out what you're going to do with them. If they're non-slurred and you're going to slur them, or if they're non-slurred, like a group of non-slurred notes, I usually slur. And then, but if it's one non-slurred note, you don't slur those together. So those things in between the music. And that's really all I could say. There's a lot of little things in this piece, and we'll kind of break them down if you mess up. Ooh, fun times. I'll see you.